Throughout time, people across the world told each other tales of how they came to be, of heroes and monsters, romance and tragedy, death and rebirth. Mythology helped shape the ancient world, explaining the unexplainable. This is Mythology Unleashed. Werewolves, perhaps the most famous and most deadly of shapeshifters from mythology and folklore. Though they may differ in power and origin, depending on where and when the stories come from, the basic concept is the same. An ordinary human being transforms into a wolf, or a wolf-like creature, either intentionally through magical means, or unintentionally through a curse. More often than not, these creatures have been portrayed in an evil light, as ravenous, bloodthirsty monsters who roam the night and attack anything they happen upon. These chilling tales are widespread, partly due to the widespread distribution of wolves all over North America, Europe, and Asia, often filling the role of apex predators and keystone species in their respective ecosystems. But in various other parts of the world, where wolves are either not common or never lived, stories of people transforming into other predatory animals were just as rampant, and in many cases, just as terrifying. This program will discuss several different werebeasts of mythology from various parts of the world. Though domestic house cats are far less dangerous to humans than many other animal species, there is no doubt that they have had their fair share of superstitions created about them. One such superstition? The werecat. People who could transform into cat creatures by force of will, or by the light of the full moon. At the height of the paranormal hysteria of Europe, cats, namely black cats, were associated with witchcraft. By nature, even house cats are incredible animals, blessed with great speed, agility, coordination, sharp senses and even sharper claws, and a hunter's instinct. The idea that witches, both men and women, could transform into a cat, or a cat-like monster, even a panther, must have been terrifying to the superstitious lot. But the idea of people transforming into cats or cat-like creatures is not limited to common house cats. Tigers are the largest of the big cats, and one of the most successful land predators on the planet, dominating the food chain in their environment. The tiger's ferocity and raw power made it a prime subject for folklore and superstition. From Indian folklore came stories of the weretiger, stories that would go on to spread to various parts of southern Asia. As the name suggests, a weretiger is a human during the day, but at night transforms into a tiger or a tiger-like monster. According to legend, there are a number of different ways that a person could become a weretiger. Sometimes from inheritance, sometimes from a curse. In Malaysia, a sorcerer was said to be capable of transforming an ordinary person into a weretiger, though it was believed to be extremely expensive, and an incredibly painful transformation. In Java, a person need only recite a mystical incantation while wearing a tiger pelt to become the creature. However, in Bali, the method to become a weretiger involved stealing the entrails of a dead person, boiling them in a broth, and consuming it. However, the transformation method, the weretiger, is universally depicted as a dangerous man-eater, one whose intentions are often said to be vengeful in nature. Should someone enrage a weretiger, it would spell certain doom, as the beast was said to be nigh unstoppable. Meso-American art and folklore depict a creature known today as the werejaguar. Jaguars are the largest living cat in the Americas, gifted with excellent climbing and hunting capabilities, and possessing the strongest bite force out of all of the big cats. Many ancient civilizations of Central and South America honored and feared the cat, prominently featuring them as gods in their pantheons, and in the case of the Aztecs, adorning their finest warriors in their pelts. It was believed that warriors and hunters could channel the jaguar's power into their own, perhaps even become a jaguar-man hybrid. A great deal of Mesoamerican art depicted jaguar-human hybrids, and some images of humans shifting into the form of jaguars, but none more so than the Olmecs. In surviving Olmec archaeological record, jaguars are rarely portrayed naturalistically, but rather with a combination of feline and human characteristics, ranging from a human figure with slight jaguar characteristics to depictions of figures in the so-called transformative pose, kneeling with hands on their knees, to figures that are nearly completely feline, yet maintain human eyes and hands. Though the idea of a werejaguar is frightening and potentially dangerous, surviving motifs may suggest that the werejaguar was, first and foremost, a protector figure, unlike many other werebeasts. An infamous tale circulating among the people of East Africa recounts men and women magically transforming into hyena-like monsters, or hyenas transforming into people. Effectively, werehyenas, also called Budai in Ethiopia and Bultungen in Nigeria. Much like European werewolves, werehyenas specialize in hunting, terrorizing, and eating people, having a notable preference for lovers. Tales of werehyenas were widespread, often being a shaman, a healer, a woodcutter, or a blacksmith, according to East African tales. Someone with a connection to nature, or someone who is greatly depended upon by a community. In Somalia, legend tells of a man called Moraes, who could transform into a hyena creature by rubbing a magic stick along his body at nightfall. So strong was the belief in werehyenas that the peoples of the Bornu Empire believed at least 1 or 2 villages were populated entirely by the creatures. Hyenas have strong jaws designed to crush bones, and stomach acids that can digest nearly anything within reason. One can only imagine what a gigantic, magical hyena monster would be capable of. Were creatures, however, are not limited to beasts that walk upon the ground. In Seminole and Muskogee mythology, there exists evil beings called stikinis, evil magic users who transform themselves into were-owls. By day they appear as ordinary people, but by night they vomit up their souls and all of their internal organs, and shapeshift into undead owl monsters that feed on human beings, devouring their hearts with glee. Not much is known about them, for as with many monsters of Native American folklore, to even speak their name is considered a taboo. In some Seminole communities, speaking the words tikini is believed to put you at risk for turning into one of them. So stikini stories were reserved only for certain people within the community. But even then, the fear of a man-sized owl snatching one off the ground and ripping them apart is enough to stop nearly anyone from saying their name. Shapeshifting has long been a fixture within stories of mythology, folklore, and modern fiction. The idea of human beings taking the forms of animals or animal-man hybrids is as old as storytelling itself, and oftentimes used in a horror setting. Though the werewolf may reign supreme in the realm of therianthropic monsters, other areas of the world have produced their own werebeasts. Some good, some evil, some ambiguous, and some outright frightening. In modern fiction, there have been countless other werebeasts created to scare and entertain. Bears, boars, rats, leopards, crocodiles, and probably much, much more. From mythology of werebeasts, we can surmise that mankind has always had a deep-rooted admiration, and more than a little fear, of the animal kingdom.